you can do the same thing. Just stop watching them all day and start doing what you want to do. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Kayla and I make videos on empowerment, fashion, and lifestyle. So if those topics sound like something you might be interested in, consider subscribing. Today's going to be a bit of a chatty video, and I want to talk about productivity and idleness and social media and all that stuff. This is kind of a rant, so bear with me, grab yourself some tea. Why did I start talking in an accent? I'm so confused. For those of you who don't know, which is most of you, I am majoring in advertising. Well, actually, I'm double majoring in advertising and psychology and minoring in Spanish. But for the purposes of this video, let's focus on advertising. I'm really into social media and content creation and all of that. And one of my goals is to build audiences on the platforms that I'm on. So like anyone, I do tons of research on how to grow on YouTube, how to go on Instagram, how to grow on TikTok. And I have learned so much that I could probably teach a course on all this stuff by now. Out of all of the info and advice that I've come across, one of the common themes I've been seeing is consistency. This is absolutely right. I can attest to the fact that being consistent with making content, uploading, and doing anything that can help grow and build a portfolio and audience can definitely help. But there's one thing that we need to be aware of, and that is burnout. Often when I hear I need to be consistent, I tend to get so motivated, I get so pumped. So I'm over here planning content, filming, editing, and posting, and after a few days, I need a break. And that's okay, making content in these little bursts. It's not like my life depends on it or anything. It's just, I would like to be able to go for longer periods of time without needing a break, Society tells us that we constantly have to be going, that we can't waste any time, that time is money, especially in the United States. In other countries, we're known as hustlers. They think we're obsessed with work. I mean, can you blame them? Well, that needs to change. The reality is it's okay to take breaks, healthy even. We don't have to be going all the time. And this is something that I've really had to become aware of, even with the little things in my daily routine. There's a time where I wasn't able to just sit and be. I always had to be doing something, whether that was watching TV and being on my phone at the same time, or sitting, drawing. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a sense of freedom you get when you just let yourself be present. It's liberating. This is the same thing with social media. I recently got social media. I was not allowed to have it growing up, and quite frankly, I'm glad I wasn't. If you're not mentally mature, you can be heavily influenced because you're so impressionable. Even adults have been negatively impacted because of it. So imagine what it would do to a kid. We're talking self-esteem issues, bullying, behavioral problems, the whole nine. But anyway, I am not saying that social media is all bad, because it's not. It's a great way to connect with people, share ideas, share inspiration. But I have started implementing little fasts from it. There could be a month where I'm just not active on Instagram at all, or where I don't even open the TikTok app. And honestly, during these little fasts, it's very, how can I say this without repeating myself? It's very calming, I guess I could say. It's a great way to just get away from all of that. A lot goes on social media. There's just a lot of input. And when you're constantly scrolling and constantly checking feeds and everything, you can be exposed to a lot. Sometimes you just need to press the pause button on all of the content that you're feeding yourself. And it's a great way to become more present and mindful and just focus on what you want to do, I mentioned this in my other video on productivity and how to kind of trick yourself into being more productive, but we consume a lot of content. I'll speak for myself. I consume a lot of content, and for the most part, it's all inspirational. I watch a lot of funny content too, just for entertainment purposes, but if you think about it, the time we spend consuming is time we could be spending creating. And I think that's why it's great to occasionally take a break from social media, because when you're watching all of these people do their thing, get ahead, do what they want to do, you can do the same thing. Just stop watching them all day and start doing what you want to do. If this is the type of industry you want to be in, social media, but this also applies to other industries as well. If you want to be, let's say, an actress, like I do, for instance, it's great to watch movies and be inspired by all these actors and actresses that we see. That's great, you can learn a lot from them. But if you don't actually get up and do something, you're going to spend your whole life just watching movies, wishing, hoping that that could be you one day. And that it won't happen because you're not actually putting in the work. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. What I wanted to portray with this topic is that it's okay to consume, and it's okay to be productive and do things and actually get stuff done, but it's also okay to take a break. On the other hand, let's talk about taking long pauses from working. Something I need to work on is finding a balance between being extremely productive to the point where I almost burn out and not being productive at all. I'm thinking back to when I first started my YouTube channel and how I uploaded 2 videos and then fell off the face of the earth for 5 months. And you know, you can't really, you can regret not taking advantage of your time better, but then again, you know, what is that gonna do for you? So I was just getting into the whole groove of content creating. I've never really done that before, so I can cut myself some slack. But not doing anything and not necessarily being productive, it is okay to an extent. I feel like everything has 2 sides. Like there are 2 sides to being productive. It can be great in moderation, but then once you kind of cross that line into overworking yourself, that's when it becomes a problem. And then there's taking breaks, and that's great because you need to prioritize your mental health. But then again, you can fall into laziness and become unmotivated. And that's where I really want to find balance. And I think I'll find that balance in more so on the productivity side of things, just learning how to pace myself better and not necessarily having to do everything at once. I know getting motivated is great, and you know, we feel pumped after you hear an inspiring and encouraging message, but I need to plan ahead. I think that's one of the main reasons why I get burnt out, is because I try to make content in bulk, which is very smart. It's very smart. But making like 5 highly edited TikTok videos in one sitting can be tiring. It can be tiring. So I'm learning how to be kind to myself, how to give myself some slack, but also hold myself accountable when it comes to not slacking off completely. I know I'm ranting right now and I'm kind of just going off the rails, but if this makes any kind of sense, please let me know. And if it doesn't make sense, please let me know. But yeah, I guess the whole purpose of this video is balance. Pretty much, that's the purpose of this video. It's just talking about my experience with balancing being productive and taking breaks, and social media, especially social media, because that's pretty much my whole thing. That's my thing. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening, for joining in on my rant. I hope your snack was good. I hope your tea was good. I have my water over here. Stay hydrated, kids. Anyway, thank you guys for listening, for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you could relate to anything I said in this video, please let me know in the comments so I know I'm not crazy. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.